Dr. Gordon Hall, charter schools are not immune to just this general trend we're seeing now in education where schools are having more and more trouble finding and retaining talented teachers, right? We have teacher shortages across the board in all the different forms of public and private education. And I know that, that is something that Jumoke has been quite um, uh, proactive about addressing and wanting to be effective about. Can you talk about some of the things that you do in your role? And I imagine that Dr. Monroe can also speak to this on what your school is doing to address teacher shortages.
Yeah, so like many, COVID has really hit us hard when it comes to staffing challenges. And so we had to respond to that. We tried to get assistance in how to solve some of the issues, but we can't wait for others to come in and rescue us.
Mm.
We have to make sure that we are providing our scholars with the education that they deserve. And so we got creative and we have what many call paraprofessionals. We call them academic assistants here at the Academy. And so one thing we always stand by is making sure whether you're a certified teacher or an academic assistant, when we provide professional development, everyone is on the same page because our academic assistant on a day to day, in an ideal world where we have all certified teachers and academic assistants, they are providing instructional support in the classroom. So we wanted to make sure they're well versed in the curriculum and instruction. And so because of how we do our training with academic assistants, we were able to utilize them to lead classrooms in spaces where we did not have certified teachers. And they were very successful. They too, like our teachers, build great relationship with our scholars, and so our scholars respond very well to them. They are the parents. They're their parents in the classroom, and so they were able to lead instruction in places where we had gaps, and we saw a lot of success with that. And so we're doing some work now. Part of the award we received from the Yaz Foundation, highlighting the four stop principles of being sustainable, transformational, outstanding, and permissionless, is yeah, we were very permissionless in our creative path that we're taking to try to get our academic assistants, because many of them do want to be certified teachers but don't have the means to do so. And so this prize is helping us put them on a path to get certified. Dr. Monroe, want to speak more?
Yeah, and if I may add, we put together an initiative uh, called Growing Our Own Pathways to Teacher Certification. That's what we're calling it. And it really is unique because our academic assistants, many of them only hold a high school diploma. There is no certification process or vehicle in our state for individuals with high school diplomas unless you go to a 4 year institution and come out and get a degree. But we have them in our classrooms right now working with our scholars. But yet they have great relationships. They have keen interest in certain content areas, and they are the ones who are holding down the fort for us right now during this teacher shortage. So, you know what? We need to find a way to get these individuals certified. So, we have formed partnerships, collaborative relationships with local universities, two of them. One is Central Connecticut State University, the other one is Capital Community College. And they have agreed to work with us in partnership to support the pathway toward not only teacher certification, but degree attainment in a specific content area of need. And so we are investing in our human capital right now. And as a result, it's going to have a positive effect not only on our scholars and our internal community, but the educational community at large. And so we're pretty excited about that. And we've gone through a pretty aggressive process over the last couple of months to begin this initiative. We're excited about it. Our academic assistants are excited about it. And again, we're being permissionless. We're not waiting for the state to come in and tell us that you can or you can't do this. We have to do that. We cannot wait. And we're excited. We anticipate that within 1 to 3 year window, we will have some new educators within our school system that reflect the community that we serve. And we're given an answer and come up with an immediate solution for a very critical need right now.
There is a lesson in this. When we often talk about how to address the teacher shortage, our first impulse is to look out into the world, to look outward. How do we get college students to want to go into education? How do we find folks in other careers and get those folks into education? Those are certainly going to be important components of addressing the teacher shortage. But what your story is telling us is that we shouldn't just be looking outward to address this shortage. We should be looking inward, particularly looking at the academic assistants or paraprofessionals who already have relationships with these students, who have already demonstrated a passion for education. Let's empower those folks. Let's get those folks the education that they need and allow them to grow within your organization and eventually become certified teachers. Really, really impressed with what you've done, admittedly in a state that doesn't have the infrastructure for this yet, and you guys are getting creative about it, and that creativity is being rewarded, say, from the Yass Foundation. And, in other states that have more of an infrastructure, like in Florida, we're seeing a lot of this happen. And so I'm excited to see what you all are doing over in Connecticut with this. And I can't wait to see what this looks like in a couple years, as you identified, Dr. Monroe, to see this when this really starts to bear fruit and you have all of these amazing future teachers that you grew yourself. It's so exciting.
Yeah, it is. And I also think another critical part of this is that the majority of the folks who are participating in our first cohort, they live right here in our community. And so we're investing right in our community. They're like your next door neighbor. They could be, someone who went to school with relatives of yours. They have these relationships that are just very advantageous for us to do the work that we're doing. And many of them have had life circumstances and obstacles that have gotten in the way of their degree obtainment or have created a roadblock for them. And we want to remove some of those pieces and support them with the resources to be able to go forward and just be all that they can be in this educational system that we have that we're working with our scholars with.